praise you, for you are good. Lord, we praise you, for you are good. Lord, we praise you right now, oh God, for you are so good. Lord, we praise you, for you are good. We adore you, Jesus, for you are good. We adore you, Lord, for you are good, so good, Lord, you're so good. Lord, we adore you, so Jesus, hallelujah, you are so good. Yeah, we adore you, for you are good. Lord, we thank you, for you are good. Isn't it good? Lord, I do want to make it personal. For you are so good, you're good, you're good. Lord, I thank you, Jesus. For you are so good. Oh, yes, Lord. Lord, I thank you, for you are good. I love you, Jesus. I worship and just love him, just love him. Just love him. But I love you more than anything. Come on, come on. Tell me about it. I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. Lord, I worship and adore you. I just want to tell you, Lord, I love you so much, Jesus. Yeah. More than one more time. Oh, I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, I love you, Lord, that I love you more than anything, more than anything, more than anything. You, Lord, I love you more than anything. I love you more than anything. I love you more. I love you more. More than anything. I love you more than anything. More than anything. I love you more. I love you more. I love you more. More than money in my pocket, Lord. More than food on my table, Lord. More than my family, Lord. I love you, Lord. Lord, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Just want to tell you something. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. More than anything. Lord, I love you more than anything. Oh, my heart, Lord, I love you more than anything. Yeah, more than anything. I love you, Jesus. I said, but you tell the truth. The love, Lord. I can feel the presence, y'all. I know you feel that. His love, His goodness just surround me. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. So good. If He's done anything for you this week, praise your name. Hey, if He's done anything for you this morning, wave your hand a little fast. If He really done something miraculous, just us. Lean back into it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. He's been good. Just to give you a testimony, it's something I experienced on yesterday. Actually, it happened to me at the church where I went to pay for a funeral. On Friday, there was another funeral, and I happened to be waiting for the musician. And the musician never showed, which was very uncommon. This is a young man. As the funeral processed on without a musician, they learned that he was found in his car on the way to the funeral and had an massive heart attack. So when the late for the funeral, he went on the glory to be still alive. So he can be grateful. You gotta be grateful. Hey, God has not promised you sunshine, 'cause that's not the way it's going to be. You see, but a little rain, all right, mixed with God's own sunshine, a little pain makes me appreciate all of the really good times. John, we gotta be grateful. Yeah. We gotta be grateful. Yes. Because God desires, He wants to feel your longing. Everything that you feel, you know what? He feels them just like you. But He can't afford to always let us feel. Oh, good. Why? Then we can appreciate the really time. Yes. Sure, we gotta be grateful. Yeah. Look at us in the back, the rough times to say. We gotta be grateful. For everything's gonna be alright. Hallelujah. Everything's gonna be alright. So don't see it, y'all. It's a new season. It's preaching. But I want you to hear the word of one man able to preach, who can preach and will preach. And it will just give you my amen. he'll come up in his own. Executive pastor, Reverend S. Mark Haywood. Praise the Lord, everybody. Come on, praise the Lord, everybody. Truly, the Lord is good, and truly his loyal love is everlasting. From the rising of the sun to the going down of the sun. My Lord's name, come on. I don't know if it's your Lord. I can say my Lord. He's to be praised. Where you are, go ahead and stand real quick. I'm grab from my hands. Let's go before the Lord in prayer. And every head bowed and every eye closed. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you allowed us to receive. We thank you for the many blessings you bestow upon us. And Lord, we thank you for those that you have in store. God, truly, you're great. And so greatly to be praised. It's an honor and privilege just to be in your presence, to be able to say thank you one more time. Because, Lord, as the musician already said, tomorrow is not promised. We never know when we're here today, gone tomorrow. But while there is breath in our lungs, we want to give you all the praise, honor, and glory that you are truly do. Lord God, I ask that you use your people on today. I ask that you speak to them in a direct and special manner, talking to them in only, Lord God, the way that you know how. And Lord God, I ask that you allow the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart to be acceptable in your sight. Lord, you're my strength. Lord, you're my redeemer. Lord God, thank you, Jesus. So let it die. Calvary's cross for each and every one of us, so that we can have a right relationship with you and an intimate fellowship. And Lord God, because of what Jesus did, Lord God, let us incorporate Jesus in all aspects of our lives. Let us invite him into our hearts, invite him into our minds, invite him into our lives, invite him into our church, invite him into our household. Lord God, in everything that we do, let us invite Jesus into it. Let us invite Jesus to breakfast. Let us invite Jesus to lunch. And Lord God, let us invite Jesus. All right. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Before you take a seat, start your neighbor real quick and say, neighbor, invite Jesus to dinner. Start somebody else and say, neighbor, invite Jesus to dinner. Like Jesus, you may take your seats. All right. Last night, my good friend Jackie Wallace decided to invite me to dinner. And most of y'all know I got a good friend by the name of Jackie. He's actually my friend and my frat brother. He's also the vice president of my graduate chapter 586, and he was also a groomsman in my wedding. So that just kind of leads you to believe that we're pretty close. And he's also married to the wonderful Miss Cindy Wallace, who was also good friends with my wife, Leticia. And I was talking with Jackie, and he was really excited. Part of the reason why he was excited because last week he bought his first smoker. Smoker, right? You know, big black drum barrel smoker. So, you know, the wood kind, you know, real wood kind. Now, I guess that's the tasty part of the thing, because I was not quite sure why he was so excited about it. But I was like, okay, well, hey, you have to pay, I'm excited for you, so we're going to celebrate together, right? Now, he called me on yesterday because he was test running his smoker on some smoked chicken, some smoked sausage, and some smoked ribs. All right? And so now he's calling me, right? He's telling me about this, and while we're on the phone, his wife Cindy, I can hear her in the background, and she's like, "Hey, is Leticia here?" And so he's like, "Hey, man, my wife wants to know if Leticia's here." And I'm like, "No, Leticia's out of town. She's over in North Carolina." And when I informed him that Leticia was out of town, he then proceeded to invite me to dinner because, quote, well, since Leticia is out of town, I know all you're doing is eating out. And he was right. I've been doing nothing but eating out for the past few days while my wife's been out of town. And so I appreciate Jackie and Cindy because they look out for me in the food area when Leticia is on track, so to speak. You know, I believe that we can do all things through Christ. I just happen not to exercise that in area of cooking. Now, I also noticed that when Jackie invited me to dinner, I noticed there were two things when I went over to the house last night. The first thing had to do with the dinner itself. And one of the things I quickly realized was that it was less about food and it was more about fellowship. Just hanging out, just laughing and joking and talking about good old times and things like that. But the second thing I noticed was that it was also about dominion. And I say that because I think the dinner was less about feeding me and more about Jackie just showing me that he's a pit master. I think that was really the deal. Now, I do have to admit that Jackie invited me to dinner last night had me feeling a little kind of special. Because if y'all know anything about Wallace's, they don't invite everybody to their group. You don't open up your house to everybody, right? But because we're so tight, they decided to invite me to dinner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just like I'm tight with Jackie, you need to understand that Jesus wants to be just that tight with you, all right? And so it's about time that you invited Jesus to dinner. And what that means is that as a believer, Jesus wants to have dinner fellowship with you, all right? And you also need to understand that as a believer, Jesus wants you to have dominion fellowship with him, amen? And so that's why you should invite Jesus to dinner. And so the question we're going to deal with today is simply this. What does it mean to invite Jesus to dinner? All right. What does it mean to invite Jesus to dinner? Well, still need to read of God's word. Flip with me to the book of Revelation. And here, John tells us exactly what it means to invite Jesus to dinner. And again, we're going to be in the book of Revelation. Give you a heads up, just go all the way back to the end of the Bible. Or if you're on an app or an iPhone, just scroll all the way to the bottom of the list. So again, Revelation. And we're going to be in chapter 3. I'm going to read the tail end of chapter 3, specifically reading verses 20 and 21. If you have it, say amen. Amen. And it reads as follows. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Hears my voice and opens the door. I will come into him and will dine with him, and he with me. He who overcomes, I will grant to him to sit down with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to speak today just on these few words. Invite Jesus to dinner. Now turn to your neighbor real quick and say, neighbor, the Breakfast Club is cool. And lunch and Papa Do's is tasty. But I promise you, matter of fact, get comfortable and say, I promise you, boo-boo, that dinner with Jesus is the best meal of your life. Now, if you believe that, get on a hand clap and praise. Sometimes you got to dine with the Lord. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You need to invite Jesus to dinner. A little bit of background. We find ourselves in the book of Revelation. Y'all know that Revelation was written by the Apostle John, who was an eyewitness and apostle to the life and time of Jesus. Y'all also know that he is also called one of the sons of thunder with his older brother James. And he's part of Jesus' inner circle consisting of Peter, James, and John. Now, a little bit of background also, this is the same John that also authored several other New Testament books. Of course, those books being 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, as well as the Gospel according to John. Now, a little bit more background. When you get to the book of Revelation, John wrote this book somewhere around 90 AD. And he wrote it to the 7 churches in Asia Minor, and specifically Asia Minor being the present-day area known as Turkey. And he wrote this during a time of Christian persecution under the Roman Emperor Domitian. And during this time of Christian persecution, the Apostle John was actually exiled to the island of Patmos. They basically were like, you can't keep preaching that Jesus thing. You're going to have to get up out of here. And so they literally ran him out of town and literally ran him out of the country. And during this time, there was pressure for Christians to renounce their faith and embrace emperor worship. Y'all know that the Romans, they literally viewed the emperor as a god, lowercase g, and so that's who they worshiped. And so the Christians were under pressure to renounce God, big case G, and embrace the emperor, lowercase g. And so this book really was designed to encourage Christians to be steadfast and to look forward to the return of Christ. It's important that you guys know that because unfortunately in a lot of churches, a lot of pastors, for whatever reason, got the notion that the book of Revelation is not for the saints. You know, they would tell you that's a lot of scary stuff that goes on in that book. No, you don't want to read the book of Revelation. But when you look at Revelation chapter 1, verse 3, it actually says, blessed is he who reads and those who hear the words of prophecy and heed the things which are written in it. So I'm here to let you know that this book of Revelation is specifically tailor-made just for you. And so what we want to understand about this is that the theme of this book is the revelation of Jesus Christ. The revelation of Jesus Christ. And it breaks into 3 sections. The things which you have seen, that's the past. That's chapter 1. The things which are, that's the present. That's chapters 2 and chapter 3. And then the things which will take place, that's the future, and that's chapters 4 through 22. So where are we? Well, by the time we get to Revelation chapter 3, John is dealing with the things which are, or the present time that John lives in. And John basically spent chapters 2 through 3 writing these letters to the 7 churches in Asia Minor, as we already talked about, right? Now, what you find out is that each of these churches was facing a different issue. Each church was facing a different issue, a lot of which we can relate to today, as a lot of issues that are going on in various churches today. So, for example, we have the church at Ephesus, which was facing the issue of lack of devotion and love for Christ. You have the church at Smyrna, which was facing the fear of suffering for Christ. You have Pergamum, which was facing the issue of abandoning sound doctrine. Then you had the church at Thyatira, which was abandoning holy morals. Then you had the church at Sardis, which was suffering from spiritual deadness. Then you had the church at Philadelphia, which was experiencing a failure to persevere. And so now, when we get to this tail end of chapter 3, we're dealing with this last and final letter, which is to the church at Laodicea. And they were suffering from lukewarmness. And so basically, John was telling them that the best way to fix their lukewarm issue was to invite Jesus to them. All right? That's basically what he said. The best way to fix their situation is to invite Jesus to them. And so we're going to talk about 2 observations. 2 observations that will let you know, as a believer, what it means to have Jesus for dinner. And so they fall into 2 categories. The first category deals with dinner with Jesus, and the second category deals with dominion with Jesus. So again, dinner with Jesus, and then dominion with Jesus. So let's talk about observation number 1. First observation is simply this. As a believer, you should invite Jesus to dinner. All right? Say it one more time. As a believer, you should invite Jesus to dinner. Look at verse 20. It says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him, and he will dine with me. And I will dine with him, and he with me." So here, John basically told believers that if you really believe in the Lord, you need to invite the Lord to dinner. That's basically what he was saying. Now, you can pretty much separate this into 2 important parts, right? The first one deals with the door, and the second one deals with dinner. Now, with the door, we're talking about the fact that Jesus is knocking. And with the dinner, the fact that Jesus is dying. Now, if you look at that very first part of verse 20, clause A, let's talk about the door and the fact that Jesus is knocking. Now, it says that Jesus was declaring that he was standing at the door, standing there knocking, right? Just standing there knocking, right? Now, basically, so he's talking about a church home or a Christian home, right? So he's basically standing at the door, standing knocking, right? Now, this is a book of apocalyptic and symbolic language, all right? You can go to the next slide. And so understanding that means that context is key. Now, why do I say context is key? Because, again, remember, each of these letters that he wrote to each of these churches were dealing with a different issue, right? And so Jesus was rebuking this church at Laodicea. Now, why was this? Well, look at a couple verses before. If you look at verse 15, notice in verse 15 he said, "I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish that you were cold nor hot." Verse 16, "So because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth." Verse 17, "Because you say, I am rich and have become wealthy and have need of nothing, and you do not know that you are wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked." So verse 15, he says that they're neither hot nor cold. Verse 16, he says that they're lukewarm. Verse 17, he says because they're rich and wealthy and living high in the hall. So if we understand these 3 verses in context, by the time we get saying that Jesus is knocking at the door, what's going on? Yeah. Long story short, the church in Laodicea got complacent because they got materialistic. All right. That's basically what happened. They got complacent because they got materialistic. In other words, their homes were so rich in stuff that they became poor in spirit. That's basically what happened. They were more focused on the things that they had rather than whose they were. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, they were so focused on what they had on the inside of their house, they literally left Jesus on the outside of the house. Right. Come on. Just knocking at the door. Just knocking at the door. So what does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? This is a cautionary tale for us that we need not get too high and mighty that we forget God and leave God on the outside. Because let's be real about it. We all family here. We can talk, right? So here's the truth. The truth is when life is good, our spiritual life usually starts slacking. Oh, y'all know it's true. When life is good, your spiritual life starts down. You know, when life is good, you don't pray as much. But as soon as life goes bad, you're the first one crying crocodile tears at the altar call. All right. When life is good, you ain't calling pastor as much. You don't care how he's doing. You don't care what he's up to. You don't call pastor. But as soon as life goes bad, you blowing up all his phone calls. You all up in his text messages. All right. You know when life is good, you ain't making no promises or guarantees to God. Because God knows your heart. He knows you're a work in progress. As life goes bad, oh, you're making all the promises to God. Lord, if you just get me out of this situation, I promise I won't do this no more. You know, when life is good, oh, you can't be involved in ministry. You're too busy. You got stuff to do. You ain't got the time. Oh, but as soon as life goes bad, oh Lord, I'm gonna get my life right now. Oh, now you're involved in all the ministries. You know, you're in the prayer ministry, the greeters ministry, the parking lot ministry. They can't stop you from getting ministry once God is starting to pull you out of your situation. So all I'm trying to say is, let's not get so focused on what we have that we forget about whose we are. Let's not get so complacent when life is good and forget about who delivered us when life was bad. All I'm trying to get you to understand is you need to let God in. You'll have him on the outside knocking. Give the Lord some praise. Tell somebody Jesus is at the door. So if Jesus is at the door, then the question is, what's the appropriate response? Well, we find that out in the second part of verse 20. The appropriate response is to let him in, right? To let him in. And he said that if you let him in, y'all gonna have dinner together, right? Look at it. Look, it says in verse 20, it says, if anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and will dine with him, and he with me, right? So Jesus basically said that whoever lets him in, he's going to dine with him. It's a fellowship text. Now, how do we know this? Now, watch this. Did y'all know, because I didn't realize this, I had to do a little bit of study. Did you know that a lot of Jesus' best work was done at a dinner table? That's right. That's right. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't. You know, I thought it was just a couple things, but I started doing some research. Let me give you some examples. When you look at Matthew 9:10, Mark 2:15, and Luke 5:29, this is a section where Jesus is basically ministering to sinners and tax collectors, right? So the most downtrodden, the most outcast, the most hated people, he was ministering to them. That's right. Now, then you go over to Luke chapter 7, verses 36 to 50, and look at Mark 14, verse 3. Y'all remember the section that talks about the woman with the alabaster box, right? She was a sinner, and she was appreciative of the Messiah, so she literally is washing his feet with her tears and washing his feet with her hair and pours out a vial of alabaster oil as she's washing his feet. That's Luke. So the thing, that was at a dinner table. You know, the thing with the one with the alabaster box, that was at a dinner table. Y'all remember Luke chapter 14, verses 1 through 5, where it talks about how he healed the man with dropsy? Yeah. That took place at a dinner table. When you look at John chapter 12, verses 1 through 8, and it's talking about the intimate moment between him and Mary, and she's anointing his head. That's a fellowship moment showing closeness between them. Yeah. That happened at a dinner table. You know, but when you go to John chapter 13 and read all the way through chapter 17, the upper room discourse, where he basically talks to his people, his apostles, about heaven and the Holy Spirit and hope, that took place at a dinner table. That's right. Now, this is what I also find interesting. When you look at all of those verses, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, when it talks about the section when he was dealing with the sinners in the IRS, it said that Jesus was reclining. Yeah. Then when you go to the section, Luke and Mark, where it's talking about the woman with the alabaster box, it says that he was reclining. Yeah. Then when you go to Luke 14, verses 1 through 5, it says that all the people that were with him were reclining at the table. Yeah. Then when you go to John chapter 12, verses 1 through 8, and it says again that he was reclining at the table. And then when you go to John chapter 13 through chapter 17, on 2 separate occasions, it says that they were reclining at the table. Come on. So if I'm noticing that a lot of what Jesus did happened at the dinner table, I also find it interesting that all of these issues and all of these scenarios happened while he's reclining. All right. So I said, well, what's this big deal about reclining? Well, think about it. When you're reclining at a dinner table, that takes a high level of comfort. That's right. You know, because normally when if you had a formal dinner, you're gonna sit upright. You're gonna have one of your best P's and Q's. You're gonna exercise decorum and things like that. Come on. But when you have dinner with your family, you slouch just a little bit. Come on. You unbutton your jacket just a little bit. Come on. If you're really, really comfortable, you unbutton your belt a little bit. All right. You gotta have some breathing room. Not breathing, we're breathing room. Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So lots of Jesus' ministry was done reclining at a dinner table. Reclining at someone's dinner table takes a high level of comfort.
Yeah.
This level of comfort takes intimate fellowship.
That's right.
You got to be close with somebody to really just kick back, relax, lounge, at the dinner table. So what does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? What this means is that Jesus wanted to have dinner when he spoke in order to establish fellowship when he spoke. And in establishing fellowship when he spoke, he was able to minister to the needs. So what does this mean for us, ladies and gentlemen? This means that Jesus wants you to invite him to dinner because he wants to have intimate fellowship with you. All right? And developing that intimate fellowship with you, he wants to minister to your needs. Yeah. Now, that's it. No more drops on no. This is a slight problem. The problem is this. Some saints have no problem visiting Jesus at the church. But they have a huge problem with Jesus at their home. The truth is, you don't want to invite Jesus to your house because when Jesus shows up to your house, then you got to train. Right? Because when Jesus comes in, change has to happen, sin has to go, healing has to begin, and hope has to arrive. Too many saints are too stuck in their situation, wallowing in self-pity, and accepting bad for what it is, feeling like they do bad all by themselves. And ironically, you will end up doing bad all by yourself. And he's saying, that's not what I want for you. He said, I want to come to your house so I can help you get all this together. You know what I thought about this? I actually thought about Jackie and Cindy. The reason why I thought about Jackie and Cindy was I thought about last year. When I thought about last year, I remember that they got married in May. They went on their honeymoon, and they came back, right? Now, when they came back from their honeymoon, Jackie just kind of hit me up on Saturday. He was like, hey, what you doing? I was like, oh, man, she learned me like, this was easy. Hey, what you doing? Out around the house, man. So he's like, oh, he was like, I'm just having a little small gathering, come on through. I said, all right, cool. We ain't doing that too. Come on through, right? So we come through, and then some other friends came through, right? So it was about not a huge gathering, about 67 people, right? So we get to the house, right? And I'll never forget, what caught my attention was that when we arrived, normally Cindy is a very happy, joyous, inviting, welcoming individual, right? She's always, she's just a pleasure to be around. But on this day, she was trying to be hot back. She was mad. I'm like, no. I'm thinking to myself, I said, you're upset, right? And we quickly realized she wasn't mad at any of the guests. She was mad at Jackie. All right? She was mad at Jackie. Now, let me explain the scenario. Now, y'all know, and where's Sister Darlene? Sister Darlene, you can attest to this. Sister Courtney can attest to this. In the aftermath of a wedding, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts, a lot of disorganization, a lot of chaos. So when they went on their honeymoon, all of their friends basically took all of their wedding gifts and basically just threw them in the house. So they had to have a chance to put everything up here. So Cindy is upset because when she comes downstairs, she sees a room full of folks that are standing amongst all these boxes, all of this wrapping paper, all of these tags, and all of these gifts, and she's upset. Why is she upset? She's like, because she being a woman of Alpha sorority, she's very big on the proper presentation. And so she's upset because she's like, I don't want our friends in this junky house. What's my point, ladies and gentlemen? My point was that Cindy's main concern was that when guests are coming over for dinner, she wanted to make sure they would visit a clean house. All I'm trying to get you to understand is when Jesus is your dinner guest, you should want to visit a clean house. But when Jesus shows on up, you have to treat your spouse better. You got to raise your kids better. You got to put in what it's sitting. You got to forgive people. You got to love more. You got to try a little more. You got to pray a little more. Because when we belong to him, that means we got to do better for him. And that's why he wants you to get a Lord to pray. Nudge your neighbor and say, you better send him an invite. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that Jesus wants you to invite him to dinner because he wants to develop that intimate fellowship with you. And as he develops that intimate fellowship with you, he can help clean up whatever you messed up. So that's the first thing. But there's also a second observation. And the second observation is simply this. If you invite Jesus to have dinner with you, he will invite you to have dominion with him. All right. Come on, man. if you invite Jesus to have dinner with you, he will invite you to have dominion with him. Look at verse 21. Look at what it says. It says, he who overcomes, I will grant to him to sit down with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. So here, John was basically telling these believers that, hey, if you invite Jesus to dine with you, he's going to invite you to have dominion. And that dominion basically has two parts, right? It deals with the rejection of sin and reigning with the Savior. Those are the two parts, the rejection of sin and then reigning with the Savior. Now, when we talk about the rejection of sin, now notice in this verse, you can basically have like a clause A and a clause B, right? Now, clause A has a part that relates to the first part of clause B, and then the second part of clause A relates to the second part of clause B. So he's basically doing a what I do, what you do, right? I want you to look at what I do, and then I want to see what you do, right? So he's basically talking about Jesus and a believer. Jesus and a believer. Now notice the sections that are connected. So in Revelation 3:21, it says, he who overcomes, that's the believer, right? He said, as I also overcame. So he's saying what you do should mirror what I did. That's right. So he's saying that the believer should overcome because I overcame. All right. So the question is, well, what has to be overcome? Right? I mean, that's the question. You know, what needs to be overcome? Here's what's also interesting. You don't have to go too far outside of John, who was getting this prophecy, in order to understand what was overcome. Look at John chapter 16, verse 33. You read that passage and it says, in the world you have tribulation, but take courage, I have overcome the world. All right, then connect that with 1 John chapter 2, verse 16. It says, for all that's in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the boastful pride of life is not from the Father, but it is from the world. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, what was overcome, Jesus' expectation was that the believer would overcome the world and sin, just like he overcame the world and overcame sin. So ladies and gentlemen, what you need to realize is that Jesus wants to have dinner fellowship with you, because the closer you get to him, the more you overcome sin. And the more you overcome sin, you become more and more like Christ. That's why more and more like him. That's exactly right. So you need to understand that Jesus wants to get close with you, because by getting close with you, he equips you with everything that you need in order to overcome the sins of the world. Sins like oppression, repression, suppression, yokes, weights, cruelty, animosity, antagonism, frustration, jealousy, envy, strife, gossip, hatred, and any such thing of like fashion. All right? He wants you to overcome all of these things because he overcame all of these things. So that's the rejection part. That's the rejection of sin. But then he goes on to say that there's not only the rejection of sin, but then there's an opportunity to reign with the Savior. Now, we got to go back to verse 21. Notice he said that he would grant to him to sit down with me on my throne, as I sat down with my Father on his throne. All right, I will grant him to sit with me on my throne, as I sat down with my Father on his throne. Which thing brings up a very interesting question. What is his throne that's being talked about? All right, so I have to look at it. Right now, when you start going through Scripture, there's an interesting passage in Ephesians chapter 3, verses 19 through 21. And I kind of summarize it on the board. And it talks about the surpassing greatness of his power toward us who believe, who brought about in Christ when he raised him from the dead and seated him at the right hand in the heavenly places, not only in this age, but also in the age to come. Three things to note in here. He identifies the believer, he identifies a seat of power, and he identifies it as a future event. He identifies the believer, he identifies a seat of power, and he identifies it as a future event. Which is also interesting, because then when you fast forward to Revelation, what you find out is that what Paul talked about in Ephesians, basically Jesus detailed in John's vision. Because when you go to Revelation chapter 20, verses 4 through 6, and again, I summarize this, where it basically says, then I saw thrones, and they who sat on them, and judgment was given to them. Their testimony of Jesus, they will be priests of God and of Christ, and will reign with him for 1,000 years. Notice a similar setup. He identifies the believers, he identifies a throne of authority, and he identifies a future event. So in other words, what was being said, ladies and gentlemen, basically, John was telling these believers that rejecting sin now will result in them ruling with the Savior in the future. And what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that Jesus wants you to know that rejecting sin now results in you ruling with the Savior later on. In other words, getting close to God not only has a now benefit, it also has a not yet benefit. Amen. So that brings up the question. All right, well, so the only way we can do this is we got to invite Jesus to dinner. Well, okay, so then the question is, how do we invite Jesus to dinner? How do we dine with Jesus on a daily basis? Here's 4 tips. 4 tips on how you can dine with Jesus on a daily basis. First things first, read your Bible more. Yeah. All right. Read your Bible more. All right. The reason being is because the Bible lays out everything that you need to know about the God that you serve and his son, Jesus Christ, right? You can't get close to folk that you don't know. That's right. Hard to do that. Right? You can't get close to folk that you don't know. Right. So you got to read your Bible to get to know him a little bit more. Now, there's another thing. Have prayer on a daily basis. Amen. You know what I've also noticed? I've noticed that marriages fail when there's a failure to communicate. Marriages fail when there's a failure. You can't stay close to somebody that you don't talk to. So that means that what? You got to talk to God. So not only do you need to know about God by reading his Bible, you need to build up that communication by talking to God and praying. Another thing, give thanks. You know, it makes you feel good when people just say thank you every now and then, right? All right. Remember, that used to be the thing, you know, that one of the first things that your parents taught you. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you, sir, no, sir, right? Or no, thank you, sir, right? But there's something good about when you do something good for somebody and they just say thank you. Just to show appreciation. Makes you want to keep doing for them, right? It's the same thing with the Lord. So every now and then, you need to make sure that you take a moment out of your day to just make sure you take, just even if it's just 10 seconds, just say, Lord, I thank you for waking me up this morning. Lord, I thank you that I'm in my right mind. Lord, I thank you that I got a little bit of money in the bank account. And Lord, I thank you that when I didn't have money in the bank account, you let me make it anyway. You know, every now and then, just give God thanks. And not only that, but you got to give God praise. All right. One of the things I've noticed about children is that children have a very fragile sense of self-esteem, right? You can crush a kid or build them up easily by what you say. Yeah. So that's why it's important to give kids some praise. Yeah. Oh, you're so smart. You're so important. You did great on that exam. Oh, you did good on that football field. Or you're just such a glorious dancer. Or whatever it is. Give them some praise. Give them words of uplift, right? It's the exact same thing with the Lord. We simply praise God for who he is. Oh, God, you're so mighty. Oh, God, you're so awesome. Oh, God, you're so faithful. Oh, God, you're so loving. Yeah. So you need to take an opportunity to give God praise also. That's how you dine with Jesus on a daily basis. By reading your Bible, by having some prayer, by giving thanks, and by giving some praise. And I'm encouraging y'all to do that because when you invite Jesus to dine with you, the scripture says he will invite you to have dominion with him. Amen. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for my kingship. All right. All right. I don't know about y'all, I'm ready for my life in the Holy Spirit. So I encourage y'all to invite Jesus to dine with you because things change when you decide to have daily dinner with the Lord. Let me give you an illustration. This is what Jesus dropped. What I've discovered is that when you have dinner with the boss, you get certain privileges. When you have dinner with your boss, you get certain privileges. And here's what I mean by that. So, at my job, I got a boss by the name of Jeff. All right. Now, Jeff is very well off and very politically connected. All right. Very well off and he's very politically connected. So you go scroll back one slide. So, and him being very well off and being very, politically connected and politically connected, anytime, and we just kind of understood the office, anytime Jeff says, hey, let's go out to eat, you better make sure you're there. Because that means you're going to have a wonderful week. Because he normally shares no expense. So, what I'll bring that up. So, here's the scenario. Scenario is this. So, y'all know a few weeks back, I went to Aspen, Colorado, right? So, Jeff decided to treat a variety to the office by taking them to Aspen, Colorado. Just kind of celebrate them and like how they've been doing the business and stuff like that, right? And so, I'm talking with Jeff and having a conversation with Jeff. Again, I know Jeff likes to eat, right? So, I basically bring it up and I'm like, hey, Jeff, I heard that there's this wonderful steakhouse in Aspen, Colorado called Steakhouse number 316. And he was like, ooh, I've heard of that steakhouse. And if y'all know anything about Jeff, Jeff gets excited, starts making these running. He's like, oh. He's like, that's great. Steak? Oh, yeah, I heard that's that's a great. I'm like, you get to talking just like, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a great place, right? And so he was like, do you think we should get a reservation there? I said, John, I think that will be a business. Yes, I think we should get a reservation, right? And so he's like, well, how about this? would you mind spearheading the effort to get the reservation? I said, sure, Jeff, I have no problem securing the reservation, right? And so I proceeded to, make a phone call to Steakhouse number 316 in Colorado. Yeah. Now, when I made the phone call to Steakhouse number 316 in Colorado, it's about 2 weeks before we're supposed to arrive in Aspen. The phone call didn't go the way I planned. The phone call went like this. Hi, this is Steakhouse number 316. May I help you? Yes, my name is Mark Haywood. I was calling because I have a group of people that are going to be coming to Aspen in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to see if I might be able to secure a dinner reservation for about 9 of my friends. Sure, please hold. Hello? Yes, I was on hold. Yes, I do apologize, sir, but apparently we have no reservation availability for that weekend. Okay, well, we were thinking about coming in on Friday, so what does Saturday look like? I'm sorry, sir, we cannot accommodate a group on Saturday. Okay, well, what about Friday night? I'm sorry, sir, we cannot accommodate a group on Friday night either. Well, surely, maybe you have some availability on Thursday. What does Thursday look like? Doesn't matter what time. I apologize, sir. I'm looking at the schedule right here. We cannot accommodate a group of 9 on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Okay, so let me just make sure I got this right. So you're telling me that you cannot accommodate anything on either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I apologize, sir. That is correct. Okay, well, thank you for your time. No problem, sir. Have a good day. Now, when that happened, as you can imagine, I was pretty devastated. Yeah. I was upset. Yeah. Because I was looking forward to having dinner on Jeff's time. So fast forward a few days, right? Fast forward a few days, and I'm in my office, and Jeff comes into my office, right? And Jeff was like, so, did you get the reservation? Oh, did you get the reservation? He's like, did you get the reservation? Jeff, unfortunately, I couldn't get the reservation. He's like, are you serious? Yeah, I called up there. I tried to secure the reservation. They told me that they were booked on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, here's where the conversation got interesting. Because if you know anything about Jeff sometimes has a way of telling you something without telling you something, right? So he then proceeds to tell me, he's like, wow, that's really unfortunate. And he's like, honestly, I'm not used to that. Like, what do you mean, Jeff? He's like, well, I'm used to, most people kind of know who I am. So, when I call and make a reservation, I usually get the reservation. Matter of fact, I usually don't have to wait for a reservation. Usually they call me, ask me to come, show up to their restaurant and enjoy their food. Now, when he says this to me, I'm thinking in my head, well, I think Jeff just told me to utilize his name in order to secure the reservation. I think that's not what he said, but I think that's what he said. Now, y'all remember, right? I said that Jeff is not only very well off, politically connected, right? So when he tells me that, all of a sudden, I get a little bold. And I decide to make a second phone call. The second phone call went like this. Hi, this is Steakhouse number 316. Yes, my name is Mark Haywood. I'm actually calling on behalf of my boss, Jeff, who happens to be aligned with the presidential campaign of Dr. Ben Carson. I was calling because Jeff and a variety of his friends were actually going to be coming into Aspen in a couple of weeks, and just wanted to see if you might have availability for about 7 to 9 of our friends. He heard great things about the restaurant, and he really wants to have dinner with his friends. Please hold. Hello, sir. Yes, I'm here. Yes, we can absolutely accommodate your reservation. How about Friday? Friday will work, sir. Is there a particular time that is of interest to you? Yes, how about 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock works great. A group of how many? A group of 9. No problem, sir. I said, okay, great. Can I also give you my email address so that you can send a confirmation? Absolutely, sir. What is your email address? Okay, my email address is mark.haywood@yahoo.com. You can send the reservation there, and I'll make sure that I forward it to Mr. Reed. Okay, well, no problem, sir. We'll make sure that we send you the reservation. I said, great. And if you could, just do me this one favor. We're really trying to keep this little cute. So, we don't need to have a whole lot of press there. So if you could, just kind of keep under wraps the fact that we're coming in. Okay, sir, no problem. That can absolutely be done. And again, so what's the reservation company off yet? I said, yes, ma'am, that's correct. Okay, well, Mr. Haywood, expect an email confirmation shortly. I said, excellent. Well, thank you. You've been so helpful. I really appreciate it. She said, no problem, sir. Have a great day, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Yes, ma'am. You too. Fast forward a few weeks. We go to Aston. We go to Steakhouse number 316, and I had the best steak dinner I've ever had in my life. A 64-ounce porterhouse steak. 64-ounce porterhouse. Such a big steak, couldn't eat by myself. I had to share with the TC, unfortunately. I'm very sad about that. TC was going to have some of that steak. Now, why do I bring this up, ladies and gentlemen? All I'm trying to make you understand is that when you go to dinner with the boss, you behave a little different. When you go to dinner with the boss, he treats you a little different. When you go to dinner with the boss, your access is a little different. When you go to dinner with the boss, life is a little different. And all I'm trying to get you to understand is that when you have dinner with the master, knowing Jesus, life is just a little bit different. When you go with the Lord, he will treat you a little different. When you go with the Lord, he will behave a little different. When you go with the Lord, your access is a little different. And when you go with the Lord, your life is a little different. And I'm so glad that God gave me this illustration, because if you think it's going to judge, well, also, at Steakhouse number 316, they're the one you able to have to deal with Jesus. And John 3:16. I got it's just a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Your family is a little bit better. Your finances are a little bit better. And God, of what he did, by going to the cross, he said, God, please be God. But the look at him, he didn't say that. He got up. And it's living. And he says, on the door, I'm going to close just for you. I invite you to marry everybody you to a dinner party. Somebody say, yeah. Say yeah. What's not good? Because you're done with the Lord. It's life. It's tremendously better. Tremendously better. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. You know, last night I was excited because Jack invited me over for dinner. And he invited me over for dinner because we're such good friends. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jesus wants you to invite him to dinner so you can become the closest of friends. Scripture will tell you there is a friend that stays closer than a brother. And that friend is Jesus Christ. So I challenge you to remember, as a believer, that Jesus wants to have dinner fellowship with you. And I want you to remember that as a believer, Jesus wants you to have dominion fellowship with him. So I encourage you, read your Bible every day. Go to him in prayer every day. Give thanks to him every day. And give him praise